Hi guys, welcome to another chat show here on Buzzin Pattaya, and today I'm at the Robin Hood, which if you're not sure where that is, that's in the Avenue Mall. It's just on Second Road, and as you can see behind me, it's a really nice big area where you can come with lots of friends, sit down, watch lots of sports. They've got a pool table. It really is a really good place, and their food is top notch, and they're doing a really good special on their breakfast, and I'll put the link in the description below. But if you want to see their food, check that out. I think you can see all of that there. That's the food, and again on here, there you go there. So it's some really good selection of food and a great menu. Now today, the reason I'm not walking around is because the topic that I want to discuss with you is quite in-depth, it's quite detailed, and I really just thought, do you know what, rather than walk around looking at where I'm going and getting interrupted, let me just sit down and talk to you guys about a girlfriend experience here in Pattaya. Now I know you're thinking, oh no, what's he going to talk about? What's he on about? But in all honesty, I want to talk to you about this because I've been asked about it a few times, and a few people have said to me, you know, can you talk about what it's involving and how it all works, etc. So I thought, well, let's do that. But I am cheating slightly because here in the Robin Hood, they've got a brand new coffee machine, and I have ordered a coffee, and it does look pretty decent. It's coming over in a minute. Oh no, I'm easily pleased, but it really is good. So you know, if you want to come in here, watch the sports, etc., come into the Robin Hood. It really is a great place, and parking's easy. They got loads of room out there for the motorbikes as well as cars. And like I say, you are on Second Road, and if you walk through the old shopping centre at the back here and cut through, that takes you into Soi 15, and that leads you up to Soi Buakhao. So perfect. All right, so here we go. This is going to be one of those subjects that I think some of you are going to cringe and think, oh no, like really, are we going to go down that road? And others are going to go, wow, tell me a bit more. But anyway, so let's keep an open mind, and let's deal with what is a girlfriend experience. Now you might be thinking about what that is, but basically for those of you that are not sure about what I'm talking about, in a nutshell, it's where you come here for a holiday, for a short stay, long stay, whatever you're coming here for, and you choose to take a companion with you for the duration of your holiday, or certainly for a long time, more than either a day or a couple of days. And we call that a GFE, a girlfriend experience. And it can be like 5 days, a week, maybe if you're going off to an island or something, you want some company, etc. And I'm going to talk about this in a lot more detail as we go through. But basically what you're not going to do is you're not going to bar hop day by day by day, etc., etc. So, you know, some people like that. Some people think, no, I can't be done with that. I want to go out and I want to, you know, enjoy myself and play the field kind of thing. Other people are the opposite, you know, and whatever you choose, you're not right, you're not wrong. It's horses for courses, and it's all about choices. And the fact being is that, you know, you can go from bar to bar night after night, or you can simply just say, do you know what? I'm really happy, so let's just enjoy my holiday and let's get to know each other a lot better, and almost kind of like be that girlfriend. So the questions asked is why would you possibly have a girlfriend experience here when you are in the biggest playground in probably the world? And I've just touched on it very briefly, but some people don't want to go from bar to bar night after night. You know, you might be lucky, you might have a long run of good results, you might have some horror stories in between. You know, we've all been there, all done that. So it's that uncertainty, that unexpected awareness of what can you expect. Is this going to be a good situation, or maybe it won't be as you're hoping for? It might even exceed expectations. So it really is horses for courses. So, you know, if you go for a girlfriend experience, in general, you are going to get a more solid kind of relationship with that person because you're going to spend a lot of time with them. The other aspect and the other bonus as well is, of course, that they will know the area, because obviously they live here, they work here, they know the area. So, you know, if you are new and you're thinking, oh, I don't really know where to go, generally speaking, the girls will help you out, and they can tell you, oh, well, we can go to this island, we can go to this area, we can go and eat here, you can relax on this beach. You know, they'll tell you where like Wongamat Beach is, where Naklua Beach, you know, all these different places, they will know. So in many ways, having a girlfriend experience is also a positive, because at the end of the day, she will know the area. So that does also have a benefit. Likewise, and I know this is going to sound terrible, but you know what I'm like, guys, I say how it is. She might help you with your day-to-day chores. And I laugh when I say it because I feel terrible saying it, but it is fact. you know, the thing about the Thai girls is they're very caring. You know, they can be very, very caring, and they will want to take care of you. They might want to deal with like helping you with, oh here, I mean, coffee's coming out. Look at this, fantastic. Oh, thank you very much, Copper Mark, thank you. Look at that, brilliant. So this is their new coffee range, and there you go, look at that bad boy, quick swib. Oh man, that tastes good. That's really, really good. So if you like your coffee, come into the Robin Hood here in the Avenue and check it out. Really is nice. Anyway, so let's carry on. So yeah, back to day-to-day chores. You know, the girls will clean your room, they'll go shopping for you. You know, they're just really, really lovely people. So they will want to take care of you. You might be unlucky. You might get the odd one that wants to just lay on the bed and play on a phone all day long, or sleep, or eat. But you know, generally speaking, in many, many ways, you are likely to get someone that's going to be very much more of a hands-on girlfriend experience in terms of taking care of things, as well as showing you around. And of course, obviously, you're going to get to know each other a lot better because you're going to be constantly in each other's pockets. Why would she do it? Why do you think a girl would want a girlfriend experience as opposed to just thinking, do you know what? I'd rather just like wait for customers to come in and customers to go out, etc., etc. Well, for her, remember, the one thing that we've got to be very, very clear about, and this is something that I'm going to touch on later on when we come to wrap this video up, but this is business. Do not get confused. Do not start having heart flutter moments and brain mashing moments and all those kind of things. This is business. So for her, she's looking at this, well, hang on, if this guy wants to spend 7 days with me, or 10 days, or 2 weeks, or whatever you choose, for her, that's a bonus, because number one, she doesn't have to come into the bar every night and work. So that's a bonus. Number two, it means you're going to be paying her every day, and you have to pay every day. So again, she's got guaranteed money. On top of that, obviously, you know, let's be honest, you know, when you watch these girls in, say, the go-go bars, you know, they work hard. They work really hard. They're in their high heels, dancing for hours and hours, night after night after night. You know, it really is a tough routine. So if you're going to say to her, well, hang on, how about not doing that tonight, and we'll spend the whole day laying on the beach, or we're just going to relax, we're just going to have some fun and chill out. Obviously, that's a bonus rather than a negative. So she's going to be looking forward to that. Naturally, when you're together, you are going to pay for the food and the drinks. Very, very rarely. In fact, I can probably count on this hand over the 10 years of knowing anybody that's not had this, where you pay for everything. So please be aware, if you do take the girl out and you're looking for a GFE experience, please be aware you are going to foot the bill, guys. There's no ifs or buts about it. You know, you will be expected to pay for all the food. So for her, she's now got a period of time, whatever you decide, where she doesn't have to buy food. She doesn't have to pay for her drinks. And, you know, it's a lot nicer for her, because obviously, number one, she's earning money from you guys. And number two, she doesn't have to work. And number three, you're going to pay for all the food. So it's a win, 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 win. And now you can see why they want a GFE experience. So, and of course, let's be honest, you know, we're all kind-hearted people at the end of the day. We all are. I don't care what you say. You know, you could be this big, tough, whatever you want to call yourself, hard man, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you know, we are kind people. And if someone's been exceptionally good to you and exceptionally kind to you, the chances are possibly you may want to reward her with a gift. Maybe you want to buy her some, I don't know. But I'm just saying that there is a strong possibility. So again, for her side of things, she may end up thinking, do you know what? Oh, that's nice. And he's also bought me a gift, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, for them, there's a lot of things involved for their side of the bargain, as there is for your side of the bargain. But remember, this is business. So, question, where to find a girlfriend experience? Where do you find your GFE? Now, what I've done is I've written quite a few notes, because I want to clarify this and go through this in as much detail as I can, because for those of you that are old sweats and have been around the block 100 times, I know you know this inside out, and that's fine. But there are a lot of people that are uncertain. There are a lot of people that have never been here before and thinking, wow, how does this work? So I do want to go through this with you, so please bear with me. So, the GFE experience, basically, any bar where there's a girl working, you've got a 95% chance that that's where you'll pick up your GFE experience. In terms of, if you go into a bar and you see a girl that you like, and she sits with you and has a drink with you, and you think there's something there in common, etc., etc., you can pay what we call a long-term bar fine where you will get a GFE experience. But before we go into that and think it's a plain sailing, it's not always that way. And one thing I will say to you, particularly if that's what you're looking for, is don't take the first opportunity that's presented to you. For the simple fact being is, remember that this is just a transaction. So of course she's going to be nice to you. Of course she's going to come over and sit with you and smile and be happy and make you feel special. But she's working. So you might want to try yourself coming back 2 or 3 times before you commit to a long-term GFE, simply because you might find that on initial thoughts this is a good idea. You might find a few days later, oh actually this is not so good. So be a little bit more cautious in making that decision is the best way I can say it. But in reality, go-go bars, beer bars, normal bars, you know, pretty much anywhere where you can pay an LT or a short T, an ST or an LT, that's the situation where you're most likely to be able to find yourself a GFE. Of course, we've got freelancers. That goes without saying. So like Insomnia, Lucifer, all these places, when they are open, I know right now it's closed, but when they are open again, you've got the opportunity to go in there. However, be very, very wary that the fact that a lot of the girls that go to these nightclubs, etc., generally speaking, if they are freelancing, may well have a daytime job. So don't be offended or put off if she says, oh, I can't, I'm working. It's not she's blowing you out, but generally speaking, a lot of these girls do have a full-time daytime job, and all they're trying to do is supplement their income by going to these clubs and trying to find themselves a customer. So, you know, bear that in mind. Just accept that there may not always be plain sailing. You might find that this girl has a job. And likewise, if you are going around some of the malls and things like that and you're exchanging numbers, you know, they have to work, guys, and they can't afford to take that time out, even if you pay their salary, because the chances are they may lose their job. So realistically speaking, best places to find your girlfriend experience 100% are in the bars and the go-go bars. All right, so how does it work? And you might think, well, that's a stupid question, but it's not really when you break it down. In terms of how does it work, what do you expect? What does she expect? How is this transaction going to pan out? What are the future of the next 7 days or 10 days or however many days you're going to be dealing with this situation? Number one, agree your rate. And you're thinking of me going, what is he on about? Why are you saying that? But guys, you have to do this. Remember, it's business, not pleasure. It may turn out to be pleasure later on for both of you. And I'm not talking about that kind of pleasure. I'm talking about spending time with each other. But the initial transaction is business. So you need to make sure that you clarify what is expected her side in terms of financial rewards and what you're prepared to offer in financial rewards. And you know, if you go for like an LT for argument's sake, you might be paying $2,000, $2,500 baht. Let's just say, it's an example. I know there's less, there's more, but let's just say as an example. Well, if you're going to pay that for say 10 days, that's 25 grand. You know what I mean? And then you got pluses, plus bar fines, plus food, plus all the other stuff. It's a lot of money. So do yourself a favor and negotiate, because don't forget, it's in her interest as much as it is in your interest. If she's got a guaranteed amount of money, she doesn't have to work as hard, she's going to get free food and free drinks. So, you know, do yourself a favor, guys, and try to address the situation. Don't be silly about it, but be open about it and just say, look, you know, this is what I'm kind of looking at. How does that feel? Now, like, let's just say you might take a girl for, say, 2 weeks. And you might say to her, look, at the end of 2 weeks, if I give you 10,000 baht, she might say, yeah, that's cool. Now, some might say no, some might say, you know, yeah, that's fine. It's horses for courses. But remember, the lower side of this, the less she's going to be coming forward in terms of trying to make your experience as good as possible, because in some ways, you might be coming across as a cheap Charlie. But just balance the books. You know, if you're happy, she's happy, winner, winner, chicken dinner. If you're happy, she's unhappy, it ain't going to be good. If she's happy, you're unhappy, it means you're paying too much and you're not going to be happy. So you're going to be begrudging stuff. Well, you can't have that dinner, you've got to have that, that's a special, you know. Just try and balance your books, guys. I know it sounds awful to talk about it like this, but I just want to be honest, because so many people have asked me about this situation. So agree the rate. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about here is don't forget, if she does work in a bar, you are going to be expected to pay the bar fine. And you have to pay the LT rate per day for however many days that exchange is in operation. So go and speak to the mama-san, and when you talk to the mama-san, say, look, you know, I want to spend some time with this girl, maybe 7 days, 10 days, whatever it is days. How much do I have to pay? And try and negotiate yourself a better rate. You know, try and cover yourself as much as possible, because again, you know, the bar is now going to have one girl less. So they want compensating for that. It's part and package of the bar's way that they deal with their salaries, that the girl has to get X amount of drinks, etc. and other things. So therefore that has to account towards her salary. So, you know, when you go and speak to the mama-san, just be honest, you know, and say, look, this is what I'm doing. And whatever you agree, get her to write it down and take a picture of it and make sure you've got a reference, because when you go back, and that bill is different, you've at least got something to go back to. So, well, hang on, this is what we agreed. Now, on the subject of paying the mama-sans, generally speaking, you have to pay per day. But if you're going away, then you will be expected to pay the bar fine up front. Not the girl, the bar fine. You will be expected to pay that up front. So please bear this in mind. So it's important that you negotiate the price, you get it written down, and then you pay it and get a receipt. Get a receipt to prove that you've paid it. 1 second, guys, just gonna have some coffee. Man, that coffee's lovely. Really, really good. Okay, so yeah, so, you know, just be a bit smart about it. Go and see the mama-san and say, look, you know, what's the score? How much have I got to pay? And get it down in writing so you have it crystal clear what is expected. Now, once you've done that, the other thing that you want to do, and I feel awful for saying it like this, but again, this is a business transaction. You need to be clear on your expectations from what you expect from the girl. And there's no easy way of saying it, but let's just put it this way. If you happen to have a particular interest for your nighttime entertainment, and that's something that you wish to engage with your newfound companion, and it's maybe a little bit off the normal roll, you need to put that on the table, because I'll tell you now, if you don't, and such that situation arises, and she says to you no, well then what are you going to do? Because you are now in that situation where, well, it ain't happening, and you think it's going to happen, and you're in the situation, well, hang on, I've paid you to come and stay with me. No, 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 no. You need to be clear at the outset. And I know this is an awful thing to talk about, but it's the fact, and it is a reality. You need to put your cards on the table, guys. Because if you don't, and later on you throw a wobbler, it ain't going to end in a good situation for you. It's going to end in tears. So be upfront and be honest about what are your expectations. And likewise, you know, if you want to go out every day, you want to do lots of things every day, just tell her, you know, say, look, I want to go and do this, I want to go and do that, so that she knows what to expect. Because, you know, Thai girls are very easy in terms of chilling out, relaxing, playing on their phone, sleeping, just eating, you know. Maybe she doesn't want to be paraded around all the tourist attractions here. Maybe she doesn't want to spend hours and days and all that on the beach. You know, some girls don't want that. So again, it pays to be upfront early on in the transaction, because that way you avoid disappointment later on. So tell her what you are expecting. Money. Do not, under any circumstances, pay in advance. You do not do that, guys. And if you do that, more fool you. You simply agree the amount, and I would highly recommend that you pay at the end, not day to day, not halfway through, at the end. And I'll tell you the reason being. If you pay day to day, you will most likely be presented, or possibly be presented, with a situation, oh, I'm sorry, Tilek, I have to go now, my family need me, or there's something wrong, and it's her way of jumping ship. And if you've paid her every day, you don't have any hold over a financial stability, because you've paid. So at the end of the day, once that money's paid, that's it, she can go. Likewise, if you pay after you know, let's say you're going to say, so I want to go 10 days around the islands, or whatever you want to do, If you pay halfway through, she could again say, do you know what, I'm done now, I don't feel well, I might buy it. And it's just her way of saying, look mate, I'm not really enjoying myself, so I want to get out of here. I'm not saying don't pay her till the end to hold her to ransom, because again, you shouldn't do that. You know, these are human beings the same as we all are, and you know, we should respect each other. So what I am saying to you though is, if you are having a good time and if everything's ticking all the boxes for you and for her, there's no need to pay her until the end when you part company. So if you pay day to day, you are opening yourself up for a can of excuses. If you pay up in front, you're just a mug, because the chances are she may not even turn up, and then what are you going to do? If you pay halfway through, she might jump ship halfway through. So, you know, just bear these things in mind. You know, I'm talking about worst case scenario. You know, obviously if you're digging each other and you're having a great time, there's no reason for it to go anywhere. But if she needs a little bit of money, maybe she's got to send some money, don't pay her in full, just give her that little bit of money and knock it off what you're going to pay at the end. It's as simple as that, guys. All right, so I'm just going to turn me a bit of paper over. See, I told you it was in depth today. I need to move my camera, there we go. All right, so like I said, be upfront, and I'm talking about everything. Don't hide that you're, you know, you might have a particular thing that you want to enjoy later on of an evening. Be upfront, because if you don't, and then it goes pear-shaped, you've only got yourself to blame. And trust me, you're on a no-win situation in that department. Don't pay up front, you know, keep yourself balanced and just, you know, pay. But remember, you are going to pay for everything. It's very, very rare and very unlikely that you might find a girl that says, oh, don't worry, Tilak, I'll buy you that. It don't happen, guys. It really, really doesn't happen. Very, very rare. So the answer to the last question, well, sorry, the last point is, I want to say to you is, what are the dangers of a girlfriend experience? And these dangers will cost you potentially millions. Everything you've got can cost you the whole life that you've worked hard for. And I'll tell you why. We are all human beings. You, me, the people you can see in the picture behind me, everybody. We all are human beings, and we all have feelings. The girls have ambition, they have expectations, they're living that hope that they will find their knight in shining armor. You may be looking for that wonderful girl that's going to make you happy for the rest of your life, etc., etc., etc. It is a reality. And of course, if you spend time with each other, like we're proposing here, and you have a girlfriend experience, you're going to get to know each other. And you're going to get emotionally attached. You're going to think, do you know what, this girl's amazing. She's going to think, this guy's just a brilliant. You know, he treats me like a princess. There are strong emotions involved. So you have to make sure that if this is what it is, as in a GFE, a girlfriend experience, you've got to be strong at the end and sever all your ties. Because if you don't, and let's just say you go back to your home country, whatever, you are going to get those, Tilak, the buffaloes fell over and broke its toenail. Can you send me 50,000 baht, please? My grandma's died for the 7th time this year. Can you please send me some money to help me out? And you can't blame these girls for trying these tricks, because at the end of the day, you've been throwing money at her for the last 10 days and she thinks you're an endless cash cow. So you're better off accepting it for what it is, enjoy the time for what it was, and then when you finish, pay her, thank her, and then just delete her number and block her out of the way. Do not get attached. If you do that, you really are opening yourself up for a can of worms, and you only have yourself to blame. And it really is as brutal as that. I know it sounds awful, and you're thinking, what is that all about? But it's true, guys. You know, come on, be honest with yourself. How many of you guys have had a relationship where you've met a girl for 3, 4, 5, 10 days, you've stayed in touch, and have had that message? That, oh, can you just help me, Tilak? How many of you? Drop a comment below. No, let's not give a barrage of abuse to each other. Let's be honest. Let's learn from this. And this is the whole point of the channel, is to try and help you guys not make the mistakes that people like me have made, and many others, many others. So when it does come to saying goodbye, that's it. Goodbye. Thank you very much. I've had an incredible time. You've been amazing. Thank you for sharing your 7 or 10 days with me, but I'm out of here. So, you know, try and keep yourself sane. And in helping you keep sane, one thing I can suggest, make sure you have a trusted friend at your hand ready when you need him. someone that's not emotionally involved, someone that you trust, someone that you can call at any time you want and say, look mate, this is what's happening in my mind, in my heart, how I'm feeling, and allow them the opportunity to maybe talk some sense into you, because it's so easy. You know, I have this discussion about this many times. People say to me, oh, you know, it's sad that these old guys come out here and all the rest of it. No, it's not. It's not sad at all. What they're doing is they're having the ability now to live their life rather than sitting in the working man's club back in England, sipping their pint of Guinness, waiting for the meat drawer and just basically waiting until the day they die. I think they come out here fair play. You know, it's a myth. People say, oh, they're seedy and all that. No, they're not. I've yet to see anybody drag anyone down the road kicking and screaming against their will. It's horses for courses. It's a means to an end. It is what it is. So try to get yourself someone that you can rely on, that you know at any given moment in time, you can pick the dog and bone up and say, listen, mate, what do you reckon on this? What should I do? You know, I tried it with one of my very good friends. It didn't work. And he failed to listen to me, stood his ground, dug his heels in, no problem. We didn't speak for a couple of years until then he rang me up and said, oh mate, you are right, she's just had a baby, and it wasn't me because I'm 5,000 miles away. But it happens, it happens. So, you know, guys, all I'm gonna say to you is have a safety net, have someone there that you know you can turn to at any given moment in time and say, listen mate, what do you reckon? Because I'm having a bit of a wobble here, I'm having a bit of a, you know, I'm not too sure. Try to find yourself some self-time. And it sounds a bit crazy, but it's true. Try and find yourself time where you can step away from this GFE that you're experiencing and have a little bit of time to yourself, because it gives you time to think, it gives you time to reason, and it gives you time to step away from this fantasy that you're currently in and say to yourself, right, well, hang about, you know, this is going somewhere and I need to get myself in check. I need to, you know, shake myself up a bit and work out what I want to do. So try and find yourself some you time. You know, it might be in the mornings, let her sleep for a couple of hours. You know, we all know that the girls enjoy sleeping. Let her have her sleep while you're sitting there thinking, right, what is going on here? Where do I go with this? How am I going to dig myself out of this hole? And also budget yourself. Well, that sounds crazy, and you're probably thinking, who is he to tell me how much I can and can't spend? I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying to you is this. If you've come here with X amount of money per day, per budget, and that's your limitations, just because you've now got yourself a girlfriend experience, don't just toss that expectation and that budget out the window and live beyond your means, because eventually you're going to run out of money. And then what you're going to do, you're going to have to tap into your money back in England if you've got some, or you're going to find yourself in a situation thinking, bloody hell, I've done my budget. And, you know, she was fantastic, but I'm broke. And what am I going to do for the next week or whatever it is you're here for? So try to be disciplined and stick within your budgets. You're not being a cheap Charlie, you're being a realist. You're controlling your financial outlay in the best way you would, because that's what you've got to do, guys. And it's very, very easy, and I know from experience, to get carried away and start tossing it around like it's confetti, and before you know it, you're in a bit of a deep doo-doo. So I hope this has helped you in terms of like spilling it out and putting it on the table there, and, you know, just being honest with you guys. I'm sure there are things I've said that maybe you disagree with, and I respect your comments. You know, please make your comments below. I respect your opinion. You know, we're all different. All I'm trying to do here is just basically put the cards on the table and say, these are things that may or may not happen. I'm not saying it's a given. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but as they say, forewarned is forearmed. So if I don't put it on the table, you might think, well, that's never going to happen, and then it happens. And the one piece of advice I can give you, the one golden nugget to take away is two little bits. Number one, don't jump in with both feet first. Take your time, go back for a couple of nights, make sure that you are clicking with that person, make sure that you've got a connection, albeit whatever it is, make sure you have a connection. And for goodness sake, don't jump at the first opportunity that's presented to you and think, this is it, I'm in, I've won the lottery. Take your time. And the most important piece of advice I can give you is when it's over, okay? It really is. Just delete their number, step away and leave it as what it was, a holiday girlfriend experience. Because if you don't, you are very susceptible to getting those messages and pulling on your heartstrings, and then you're going to be thinking, oh, you know, I really could help her, and, you know, I'm sure she, you know, she's different from all the rest, and then you're going to start thinking about sending money, etc., etc., etc. And trust me, guys, it is not as clearly, easily identifiable as you may think it is. They are very good at this, and so are we very weak, because we are human beings at the end of the day. We have hearts and we have emotions and we have feelings. So please guys, when it's done, it's done. And when you come back the next time, pick up where you left off. But when it's done, it's done. All right guys, that's it. Hopefully, as I say, you found this chat enjoyable. I didn't want to walk around today, I just thought I'd come in. And remember, if you want to come up to the Robin Hood here in the Avenue Mall, they've got a great selection of food, good coffees, they've got a fantastic Sunday lunch, and they're doing a brilliant breakfast special at the moment. Check it out, I'll put their link to their Facebook in the description below. Have a look on it, it really is good value. And come up, you know, if you like your sports, they've got, as you can see behind me there, they've got loads of TVs and everything. It really is a great place, and as I said before, parking is very, very easy. All right, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Join our Discord group, okay? We've got over nearly 500 people on there now. It's been amazing. It's a live forum, so none of this writing a message and waiting for it to be answered. It's instantaneous, so whoever's in the chat group at that moment in time, when they see your message, they're going to reply to you. It really is great. And there's lots of chat rooms which are topic specific. So if you want to know about a hotel, you want to know about a bar, you want to know about a tourist attraction, you can go into each room and find the answers to the questions that you guys want to ask. So please check out our Discord group and also join our members area. There's more and more members joining, and I'm going out speaking to lots of different businesses in the area and just saying to them, look guys, if you come in and show your digital ID card into that business, can you get some discount? It may not be a lot, but every little bit counts, and it just gives you an incentive to come in and check these places out, because there are some fantastic places like the Robin Hood here that really do need checking out. All right guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.